David, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And it's been a fun ride getting to know you guys over the years. I was telling somebody here the other day, it's like my kids know you and your kids, and it's been a great way to, as our kids have grown up, to be around individuals like yourself and the other leaders, and what they learn by watching and listening has been an absolute blessing in their lives. So, like David said, I live down in Arizona. Trish and I, a little town called Queen Creek. We've been married now for 28 years. We just had our anniversary just about a week ago. And we've got 4 beautiful children. We got 3 daughters and a son, and we got 3 little grandbabies. And so we're excited about that. And that's a whole new chapter there. But like David said, we had a big window washing business down there. I say down there because I'm actually up in Utah. I've been on a road trip here, but we started a window washing business and a lawn care business and a landscaping business, and it ended up consuming a lot of our time. It took up most of our day. I usually started at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'd finish somewhere around 10, 11 o'clock every night, 6 days a week. And we used to get introduced to network marketing all the time. And it's not that I didn't think that it didn't work, because I actually had clients that I worked for that had been very successful in some of the biggest companies that are out there, like Nu Skin and Amway and Melaleuca. And so I'd been around these guys, and some of these guys became very good friends of mine and became mentors. And over the years, they explained to me how the industry worked and how they succeeded, and the things that I needed to look for and what Trish and I should be doing. And like David said, I was just looking for my chance. I wanted to be in a company that was new and that was moving, and they had great products, good company, and the compensation plan was fair, and all of those little things. And we've had our opportunity in 2 companies. And when we were looking for, after we left our last company for a number of reasons, we ended up actually having a lot of companies headhunt us and asked us to come take a look at their company. And as everything came around, we actually ended up getting back together here with David and his team, and everything. It's been an absolute blessing in our life, and an answer to prayers, because I wouldn't have guessed that that's where everything would have lined out, because over the years, how everything, David went one way and Angie another, but here we're all back together. And I don't think that's accidental. And if that's not accidental, then you being here in this company is not accidental. And so if you look at that and you say, okay, then what is your role? What is your responsibility? Well, I believe right now we are creating the foundation for this company in a number of ways. And probably one of the most important ways is that of the leadership. And the leaders that we're creating now will have a huge impact on the company and the direction that it moves and the things and decisions help made there. But you will help and have a big impact on the families and individuals that you meet. And that will ripple down to the leaders that will follow and come, a year from now, or 2 years from now, or 10 years from now, or on down from there. And so it's vitally important that as we are creating this company and putting it all together, that you're doing your part. And one of the important parts about being a leader is, one of the things that people like, how have you guys done it? What have you done differently? Well, there's a couple of things that we have done. I'll tell you some of the successes, because there was a lot of trial and error. But when I discovered a few of these little simple principles of success, then everything changed. And that's where I'll go with this. So, one of the things that as I go around and I'm talking with people and I'm meeting with people, sometimes everybody's like all excited when they first get in. And then they maybe start talking to 1 or 2 people, and that person like, no, I don't want to do those things. That's a pyramid. I don't do that MLM stuff. They don't work. And they start to hear that negativity. And so now all of a sudden this doubt creeps in. And now as they're driving around and they're at work and they're getting ready to talk to somebody else, they start saying to themselves and speaking, just that whether it's out loud or just in your mind, that self-talk will have a huge impact on your entire life. And it's important to control that message that is being said to you specifically. What I found, and I'm going to kind of throw in a little bit of some scripture stuff. So those of you that are familiar with the Bible, I'm going to use some of that because there's that. I'm just going to teach you what I know and how I've learned this. So I've learned it through that, but those same principles of success also apply to everybody else, be it a farmer. They use these same principles as well. A lot of times you hear, the universe. But all in all, it's all the same message, and it's just, whatever you want to call it or refer to it. But here's when I learned that literally everything that you have in your life, be it your relationship with your spouse, relationship with your kids, the job that you have, the house you live in, the cars you drive, everything that you have and the experiences that you've gone through in your life have all been a result of how you speak. It's literally how everything in this world, it's the law of attraction, or some people refer to it as faith or positive mental attitude. That law in the universe is just as real as gravity or all of these other natural laws or physical laws that sometimes we can see. This is a true principle of success. Literally everything that you have is a direct result of how you speak, because everything that you say is basically like a seed. Whether you say something positive or negatively, that little seed will grow. And it's important to control what is coming out of your mouth. I heard it once said, it's the hardest thing the man will ever do is learn to bridle his own tongue. And what they mean by that is what you're saying. And once I learned this, then everything started to fall into place. And then things started to move in the right direction, and we started to have the success. And not only with our business, but with my relationships and just everything in general. So typically, a lot of times, like I said, you'll hear people and you're talking to yourself, well, I don't, everybody talk to, they don't want to sign up, I'm not getting anybody. You need to change that so that when you're talking to yourself and you're maybe speaking to somebody else, we don't let our children say, I can't do this. I would dare say that every single one of you on this call, and as you're watching this, every single one of you, if you have your child and they say, oh, well, mom, dad, I can't do this. You've stopped them and corrected them, say, no, we don't say can't. We have to figure out a way that you can do it. It's possible. You just have to figure that out. And so we teach our children that and we correct them, but a lot of times we don't correct ourselves when we start falling into that trap. So just a few little things. So rather than saying that, you want to start speaking positively or using faith. Now, faith is referred to as something that is true, but you can't see. And so there's a few examples in the Bible. So the world was created through this very same principle. When you look at Genesis, the very first verses, it says, and God said, let there be light. And the speaking things is very, very important. As a matter of fact, there's two books that I suggest that every single person get and read. And literally anybody can read these. These are very simple books. The message is very simple. They're not very long. I had a very good friend of mine today that when I was teaching him this principle, he'd never read a book since 7th grade. He'd never been on an airplane, never seen the ocean, kind of that situation. And I started explaining this principle to him, and I told him to get these books. And he called me the next day. And he goes, well, that wasn't hard to read. And I said, yeah, they're very simple. The first book is called Hung by the Tongue. Okay. The second book is called The Go-Getter. Now, Hung by the Tongue is talking about this topic today. The Go-Getter, I'm actually not even going to tell you how or what that is, how that story is or what it's about, because it is that simple and I don't want to give it away, and you will get the message in there. Okay. So first off, let's go back to Hung by the Tongue. So as you're speaking, rather than saying, I'm going to be an A16 or I'm going to be an A6, see, if you say it in that matter, you're actually always going to be in the process of becoming. So what you need to do is you need to change just a little bit, because that's still good saying I'm going to be that. So you're at least kind of in the right direction. But this little change, once I fixed this, then things happen. I started saying, I am an A6. I am an A12. I am an A16. I have a great relationship with my wife. I have a great relationship with my kids. When you're got your kids and they're around them, tell them how great they are, not how great they are going to be. Okay. When you're telling them that self-esteem, this principle of the law of attraction, this faith, this positive mental attitude will change that whole aurora and how things are going, and things will start to come into place. Now, just like any architect, when I would do landscaping, we'd draw out everything and we would want everything laid out. That's kind of the speaking process. That's the blueprint part, okay? Your thoughts and your words. But it's not just enough to say, you know, I'm going to be an A16, I'm going to be an A6 or A12, whatever your goal is right now. It's not enough just to say that. It's no different than the farmer. If a farmer was to go out and stand in front of his field and just say, I've got this wonderful crop of corn. It's the greatest crop of corn in the world. The ears are the most lush. They got the most kernels on it. And no matter how positive he speaks, he still has to do the next step, and that is follow up with action. Because all of just speaking is great, but you have to follow it up with action. Okay. It is just the principles of success. It is literally like a math equation. So you're going to start speaking things as if they already are. Okay. And then you follow it up with action. So that farmer, he has to go out and he has to clear the field, move the trees and remove the rocks, and he has to put in the ditches, and then he has to plow up the soil, and then he has to get the seed bed ready, and then he has to put up the furrows, and then he has to go plant the seeds, and then he has to take care of the seeds by watering them and not too much, not too little. He has to keep the birds away. All of those little things are very important for the farmer in order for him to have the harvest. And if he does all of those things at the end of the season, and this does take time, okay, then that farmer gets to partake of that crop. And it's a great crop, and he can eat, he can pay his bills, he can feed his animals, all of those different things. That the law of successes says that literally it's no respecter of persons. Literally all of us are created equal. We all have the same principle applied to us. And it's not fair that the farmer has to go do all of that work and not us. In a sense, here at ACTIVZ, you have your farm, and your job is to grow your business and to plant your seeds and to take care of those seeds and tend to them. And over the course of time, then you will become who you said you wanted to be. And so whatever your goal is, now for Trish and I, we say we are A16. That's the conversation that her and I have. And as I write it down, I literally have it written different places around the house. I have it written on the mirrors. I have it written in places that I can see it. And like I said, it's always in the present tense as if it's already happened. Okay. This little principle, once I learned it, I'm telling you, things begin to change. So each night when Trish and I are saying our prayers, we use this principle in this manner, and we'll say, God, thank you for our great business. Thank you for the many leaders that are coming. Thank you for the leaders that are stepping up and doing their role. Thank you for the explosive growth that we're having. And thank you for corporate and them being able to take care of their deal. Thank you for the safe travels of everybody. Thank you for the leaders in the distance areas that they're being able to participate through Zoom and that we're able to get to them. We say those things as if they already are. And then, like I said, as Trish and I are having those conversations, it's in the present tense. Okay. Very, very important step that I see a lot of people miss. And they get in their own way and they become their own worst enemy by sabotaging their business. It'd be no different than the farmer once he planted the field and goes out the next morning. Well, the corn didn't go up. So he goes out there and tears it all up. He plants it again. And you have to keep that positive. You have to nourish those seeds, and you have to do that process. And you can't go sabotage your business by saying, everybody I talk to, they don't want to get in, or it's like, I don't know who to talk to. Well, if you don't know who to talk to, then you will never know who to talk to. Okay. Everybody I talk to wants to hear about ACTIVZ. They want to hear about the business. They want to hear about the products. And that's how, it's just a matter of fact. That's just the way that we communicate, because we understand that little principle of success. Every single person in this world, like I said, they've acquired what they have physically and spiritually by this principle. So this is my tip, my business experience that I can tell you, that once you change this and you start doing this, your life will be different. It will never be the same. And you'll literally go, it was that easy. Yeah, it was that easy, that just changing it, saying from I'm going to be to that I am, and then following up with the proper actions. And those actions are absolutely necessary in order for the equation to work, so that you can reap the rewards. So thank you for the time. Look forward to meeting every single one of you. Where I'm out on the road almost on a nightly basis. You can go to ACTIVZ Fast Pass. We've got all the meetings posted there. We got individuals posting meetings from all around the country, so you can attend to those. We got Zooms that are happening every night. Our goal is to help you so that you can achieve and hit those goals and the ranks that you've set out to hit. And whatever that is, that's important to us. And my goal is to help you do that. Like David said, I just wanted my chance. And when I got my chance, I was going to take full advantage of it. And I wasn't going to let the things that get into the way of that. And because this opportunity, guys, right now is something absolutely special. You have the perfect timing right now. The company's just getting started. We can look at Mexico and seeing the success that they're having down there. Those of you here in the US, I promise you, we will actually pass the Mexico market. Okay. We are going to, even though they got the head start on us, we here in the US market, we're going to pass them. And that means there are literally tens of thousands of individuals that will be here in the US market. The question is how many of those do you want in your business? So set your goals, write them down, put them in a place that you can see them, which is also an important part of the equation. If you want to enroll, say, 4 people, take a dry erase marker and put 4 circles on your bathroom mirror, so that you now have that blueprint already laid out in front of you, so that you know what you're doing, where you're working, who you're working with. You take your names list, get it out of your phone, write it on a piece of paper, and start doing that. Because when you write it down, something changes. I know everybody's like, well, I got it on my phone. I'm just telling you what we've done. We've always had a piece of paper. We just put these names down. And this is part of the equation. This is the working part that you need to be doing. And then you go meet with the people, or you get on Zoom with them and you talk to them, and people say, well, what do you say to people, Eric? Everyone's different. So I can't really tell you what that will be, because your relationship with them is different. I can tell you this, that if you've done your part and you learn about the company and the products and the timing and how everything puts together, you have a little responsibility there. If you're going to be a leader in this company, then you need to do those things and step up and become a leader, so that it's not just put on 1 or 2 or 3 people in the whole company. We need you to do your part. So you're going to learn about those things. And then when, as you start talking to people, you'll talk to them about the products, or you talk to them about the business opportunity. People right now are looking. With COVID, people become very concerned about their health. They're looking for ways to improve their health. So that's very easy. We got products that will help and work with that. Right now, the economy, people are struggling. People are stressed. They're seeing the inflation. They're seeing the changes. They're seeing the price of gas. So people are looking for ways to create additional income. And because of what COVID taught us, people have learned that, hey, you know what? There's ways to make money from home. They just need to find a way to do that. And we have that avenue there. So guys, we're excited. Don't miss your opportunity. Let us help you if you're brand new. Get with your leaders, make a game plan and a strategy, and plug into what Trish and I are doing, the rest of the leaders that are on ACTIVZ Fast Pass and rest of the company. And let's make sure that you do not miss your opportunity, because I guarantee you this company and this opportunity will bless many, many lives. And that is our goal today. That's our why. That's what Tricia and I, what drives us, is to help as many people have that success and have that peace of mind and that happiness that comes from helping other people and the reaping the results and the fruits of that. So welcome to ACTIVZ, and I'll look forward to meeting you. Thank you, guys.